I can't wait. You know what? I want to get me some signs and put them out there on the streets, and I'm gonna go to work. I know a lot of people ain't gonna like it. A lot of people gonna look at me probably crazy and stupid, but that's the only way you're gonna get salvation. You gotta put in the work. But everybody wants the blessing, but nobody wants to expose. And the enemy, they get mad when you expose their enemy, Esau. What the fuck? Think about it. What the fuck that is like? You drowning in water and you trying to save the goddamn water. What the make that make sense? Have you ever heard anybody trying to save the goddamn water? I mean, trying to save the water from drowning. What fucking sense does that make? Now think about where I'm going with this. Everybody wants to try to put everybody in for salvation. Everybody wants to put the white man in for salvation. And all they did, everything that they did, they never sowed the spirit of doubt, the seed of skepticism, rape, rob, and murder. And you go clearly right there in the Bible, and it tells you that it's impossible for them is to even have salvation. When you go and you look at what's that scripture? Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that builds up a town with blood and establishes a city by iniquity. Meaning that the Christopher Columbus, they got this land through killing, raping, and robbing and murdering so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people. He said that woe to him that builds up a town with blood and establishes a city by their crimes. They committed crimes just to get this land. But you think our people's coming and thinking that trying to be a cap saver for the enemy. And he telling them that heaven is for you, but they trying to sit up here and trying to save Esau, the white man. They trying to save them. What the Bible says, we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, right? That oppressed us and everything. That's Luke 1:68. Why pastors ain't reading that? I want some of you Christian folks just to come on here and tell me why your pastors ain't reading that. Why your pastors ain't reading Habakkuk, Habakkuk 2:12. Why they ain't reading the book of Obadiah, huh? Why your pastors ain't reading the book of Obadiah? You know who the book of Obadiah is? Judgment is talking about Esau, the white man. Why they the other nation, huh? All your pastors doing is just sitting on a camera, just telling you prosperity and blessings and this and that, mode, this and that, your son coming out, all that old crazy foolishness. Why they ain't telling you is why they ain't reading Revelation 18:4, where it says, come out of her, my people. It didn't say all people. And then you go and you read in who is this talking about, my people? Matthew's 15:24. He said, I'm not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Why are they not contexting the scriptures like that? They not really contexting that, but they claim they know the Most High. God specified who his people is. Matthew's chapter 2, and I think it's 6. He said, and there shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel, right? He constantly specifying who his people is. And then he said in Matthew's chapter 1 and verse 21, and he shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people. His people. Who is his people? I just said who his people were. St. John 10:27, he said, my sheep hear my voice. Who are the sheep? Matthew's chapter 15:24 again. He said, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He said, my sheep. He specified who his people is. He didn't say all people. He didn't say the whole world. Why pastors ain't really reading the Bible context in that right? And you following your pastor right to destruction. The Christianity people is worse than people who is on crack fucking cocaine. You can't tell them nothing. I don't want to hear that. I'm looking at this right now. What the fuck? You a delusional son of a gun. That's what you is. If I have to look, y'all, if I had to chose something to be high on, I think I'd rather chose crack cocaine. Gossipers, yeah, that's another one I ain't gonna leave out too. That's worse than crack cocaine itself. I don't think that drug addicts and people who's on hard crack cocaine don't sit around and do that to people. But Christians, so-called Christians. So when you say you're a Christian, that means you're saying you are a gossiper. That's what you're saying. You're actually saying that you're a mess maker and you're a gossiper. Because what do gossipers do? They sit around and blow you up about everybody else, but as soon as it comes to you, themselves, they can't handle it. They can't handle, oh, I ain't never did nobody nothing to me. I ain't like that. And I'm looking and I'm like, you the main one like that. Christianity is the worst thing ever. No, I can't talk about the drug addicts, me. But for some reason, when you point these things out, you know what people gonna do? You need to get the molten beam out of your own eye before you try to tell somebody else. I already did it. That's why I'm standing here telling you. That doesn't mean that it doesn't qualify me to speak on it and say what should be done. You know what it means to be a Christian? It means you're a liar and you're a gossiper. But that's all they do in Christianity. That's why they don't want to come. That's why the Most High, Paul said, come out from amongst them and be separated and touch not that unclean thing. That's in the New Testament. That's in 2 Corinthians, I think it's 5 and 18 and 9, somewhere in there. That's what he means. And if you go and you look in the book of Titus, Titus is telling you, he said, Christians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. This witness is true. So when you say you're a Christian, you're saying you are a gossiper and you are a liar. So that's what being a Christian means. It means you are a gossiper. It means you like to backbite. You like to put down on other people. That's what that means. But a lot of the Christian church ain't gonna break that down to you. They're not gonna tell you that. All they want is your money. And a lot of our people know that. Do you know a lot of people still know that? They know that, but they'll still rebel against you, all because they don't like what you're saying. In their mind, let me tell you something. They know that you're right, but because they don't like it and it offends them, they're gonna find some kind of way or find a loop. They're gonna try to like loop their way around it, even though I know it's right, but I'm gonna rebel against it anyway. And when it's like that, that means you're straight. You straight delusion. That's why the Most High said in Colossians, he said, I'm gonna send a strong delusion and make them believe a lie. I'm gonna send a delusion since they want to believe, follow it. I'm gonna convince them that it's truth when it's not. I'm gonna put a spirit on them. Matter of fact, that's in First Kings. First Kings, uh, 22 and two. I think it's 26, 22, 20, 22 and 23 or 26. He said, I'm gonna put a lion spirit in the mouth of all these that prophets. I'm gonna put a lion spirit on these people. Okay, since you wanna follow Christianity, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a lion spirit on you and make you lie. Yep. That's going into Romans where he said he'll turn you over to a reprobate mind. But that side of what I'm saying, this doesn't make people feel good. It's making them uncomfortable. I don't want to hear that. That's making me uncomfortable. They'll know it's right, but they still try to find a loophole around it. Wiggle it. If they can wiggle their way out, they'll do it. Just like if a mice or something know he in trouble, and what they gonna do? They gonna jump and be making noise trying to get out of a trap. They gonna try to maneuver their way to keep you from getting them or killing them. They're gonna be jumping. You ever seen them jump around? They try to get away, but they can't. They know they done something. Say, I know it ain't right, but I'm gonna see if I can get around this. Animals are smart now. Don't think they ain't. They may not can talk like you and I. They ain't dumb now. But I'm saying that to say this here. A lot of people know. I'm not gonna sit up there and say they think I'm wrong in what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say that. But the issue with that is, like everything I'm saying now, a lot of people, the majority of the Christian people wouldn't want to hear that. You have to ask yourself, why? Is it because I'm saying something wrong? Or it's a belief? No. They don't want to, they know it's right, but they don't want to give up their ego. That's what you call it. It's like same thing, like it's another word for saying don't have no other God before him. It's like they're more willing to feed on their ego than giving up their ego for the Most High God. That's really what it's all about. That's really what it is. That's why you find all these debates over the Bible, who the Israelites are in the Bible. It's actually, it shouldn't even be a controversy. When you got the black, Hispanic, and Native American people living in the ghettos, you got a lot of us poor, but you got the white, so-called white man Esau is in power and they control the government. That shouldn't even be a debate. That's stupid. When we already know the white man own everything and they got everything and they did this and that and third. That shouldn't even be a debate. Everybody knows that. That's where it goes back to my first point. People know that look, man, people know they know it's right, but because it ain't in them to do it, they ain't gonna do it. They just gonna steal. Let me turn my thing around. All right, I guess what I'll do, I'll turn the camera off. Okay, I'll turn it off since somebody came in here. It's still recording, but you can't get nobody on the video. I was videoing, but yeah, man. A lot of people know. You can know, and you're like it's like that. A lot of people think you can know something is correct, but and still rebel against it. It ain't because it's not because they know they figure what you're saying is wrong. It's because, like I said earlier, is that people ain't ready to give up their pride. That's it. Pride will keep you, pride will cause you to get destruction. Pride is a dangerous thing. That's what a lot of people dealing with is pride. When it's like that, because you be like, oh damn, I'm reading about the Bible, I'm reading about the commandments, it's killing folks and everything, man, what the fuck going on? It's because of pride. That's why he said pride go before a fall, bro. Pride to get you in trouble. Now I ain't telling you nothing that I'm not trying to do. I'm not sitting up here telling people nothing I ain't trying to do. No, I'm not sitting up here trying to just tell you something I'm not trying to do myself. It wouldn't make no sense. Everything I'm telling you, I'm practicing it myself. No, I wouldn't dare do that now. Cause that would be that'll be wrong. That wouldn't be right. It'll be totally disrespectful. I wouldn't tell you tell a person that I'm not doing. It wouldn't be fair and it wouldn't be right. I'm not trying to beat up on other people. We'll just go ahead and just try to keep it clean while I'm in here. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I spoke on that enough. All right.